Hello and welcome to Nicholas Genetics Lessons. In this video I have prepared two very easy true-false questions for you, and here is the first question. Female mammals that are heterozygous for an X-linked gene have patches of cells that express one allele and patches of cells that express the other allele. Is it true or false? If you're still confused which answer to choose, here's my explanation. So imagine that this is female gamete and this is male gamete. Male gamete much smaller than female, and female gamete we call egg cell and male gamete we call sperm. So if male gamete has X chromosome, this determines the gender or sex of the progeny, because female gamete always has X chromosome. So in this case, as you see, if these two cells would merge, they would produce zygote that is going to have two X chromosomes, and that means this is going to be a female. And here on the next stage we have zygote, and when it reach about 1-200 cells, so this is first stage, this is second stage. In each cell, of course, it has both X chromosome from the mother side, and in each cell it also has X chromosome from the father side. So as you see, at the early stage, each cell would have two X chromosome, and both of them would be active. But when this zygote would reach a stage of between 100 and 200 cells, it starts to inactivate one of the chromosomes in the process that we call dosage compensation. So for example, here one of the X chromosome would be inactivated and would form a bar body, and here and here and here. So as you see, according to this picture, in some cells maternal X chromosome would be inactivated, but in other cells paternal X chromosome would be inactivated and would form a bar body. And this is a totally random process. So that leads that when this zygote would develop and become a fetus, we are going to get cell lineages. In some of them would be only maternal X chromosome active, and in some cells other lineages would be active paternal X chromosome, and the other would be inactivated. So these cell lineages would make different tissues in which different X chromosomes and also different alleles would be expressed. In other words, we can say that any female would be chimeric, and if we would be able to see, we would see that in some of the female parts in female body, one X chromosome would be active. In other parts, another X chromosome would be active. And what kind of significance this information have? Imagine that one of the X chromosome has a defective allele, but it also doesn't mean that there are going to be problems. Problems going to be only if that particular defective allele would be expressed in particular tissue where it is performing some function. And that means that in this case such allele would cause a problem. But imagine that different X chromosome would be expressed, and if would happen randomly to be expressed in tissue where it is important, and normal protein would be produced, that means that there not going to be any problem at all. So we can say that any female would be chimeric for the X chromosome, and different proteins can be produced by different alleles, and that means that different traits can be expressed. And once again, this is totally random process. Once the cell deactivates one of its X chromosome, that cell and all the following cells, when reproduce and when replicate, would also have the same X chromosome deactivated. Next question. Temperature during embryonic development determines sex in reptiles like turtles and alligators. And this is true. In some species of turtles and alligators, temperature defines the sex of the progeny. And it's still not very understood how this affects evolution, how it is beneficial for evolution. And in some turtles, for example, when in certain period of time during egg development, temperature would be between 22 degrees of Celsius and 27. This determines the sex of the progeny as males. And if the temperature would rise above 30 degrees of Celsius, this determines that eggs would develop as females. And what is interesting that in alligators there is the same system, but in reverse order. Low temperatures determine female sex, and high temperatures above some threshold determines male sex. So our answer would be true. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, questions if you have any. And see you in the next video. Goodbye.